The console sits in the belly of an abandoned data center like a jukebox in a burned-out precinct. Racks of dead servers standing tall as tombstones, LEDs long since blinked out, while the transmitter hums with the stubborn arrogance of a heartbeat that refuses a coroner's opinion. The room smells like dust, hot metal, and the last honest drag of a cigarette before the world went clean. Power cables patched with electrical tape and old faith. Outside, 1966 in the flesh, patched leather, safety pins, brass, and kente, a revolution dressed like a fist with a rhythm section. Inside the skull of this station, 2036, reality is just another signal you can tune, jam, spoof, or sell.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Toronto checks in at 65 degrees and overcast. Winds are moving from the east at 3 miles per hour. If it doesn't travel, it didn't land. Frame the why, the who, and the now, then let the street remix it.
Debrief like designers, log the friction, script a small rule bend, and try it live.
Name the lineage, ancestor tech in the wires, tonight's move in a longer story.
Frame first, claim proof, counter, then ship the smallest move that tests it.
Black Star Pirate Radio. Tuning the frequencies between then and now.
New tape on deck. Out of the shadows, Japanese women building Out of the shadows, Japanese women building a life beyond motherhood. First up, the quiet revolution of Japanese women redefining autonomy beyond traditional roles. The tension here lies in deeply embedded societal expectations, clashing with individual sovereignty.
Concrete facts show Japan's birth rate hit a record low of 758,631 births in 2023, a 5.1% drop from the prior year. This trend directly impacts economic stability, projecting a 10% decrease in the workforce by 2040. The consequence exposes the entire national pension system to unprecedented strain, with fewer young workers to support an aging population.
The good wife, wise mother ideal, Kenbo, has been a foundational cultural narrative in Japan for generations, subtly exposing women to immense societal pressure. When a woman chooses a path beyond that blueprint, she often faces the cold shoulder of family and community, a quiet exile from the village that traditionally affirmed her.
Patching in a caller contrarian. You're on the signal. Mott.
So what's the real cost here? Is Japan paying for an outdated cultural model by losing its future workforce? Or is this simply women choosing personal freedom over national duty? Who ultimately pays the bill?
A reel-to-reel stutters somewhere in the back room, then finds its groove. The board glows amber. Excellent discernment, Elias. It's a complex interplay where both logic and emotion are structural vectors. The long-term civic architecture of Japan stands to gain resilience by honoring individual dignity. Next, we turn to a stark challenge to communal safety and belonging. Julian Lisa says his son no longer feels safe at Jewish events, as it happened. Our next signal comes from Australia, where Julian Lisa, a prominent MP, articulates a profound erosion of safety within the Jewish community. The tension, securing safe spaces against a rising tide of intolerance.
Post-October 7th, 2023, reports of anti-Semitic incidents across Australia surged by over 700% compared to the previous year, with 662 incidents recorded in a single month by the Executive Council of Australian Jewry. This exposes Jewish families, especially children like Lisa's son, to an environment of palpable fear, impacting their ability to participate in cultural and religious life.
This isn't just about security, it's about the shattering of a civic covenant. The traditional welcome mat of community gatherings is being pulled out from underfoot. It's a lineage of belonging that's being disrupted, where the communal table, a place of shared identity and solace, no longer guarantees sanctuary.
Patching in a caller. Go ahead.
Togee, I understand the fear, but what's the tangible cost of this insecurity? Are we talking about increased police budgets, or is there a deeper societal price tag for allowing hate to fester like this?
The deepest cost, caller, is the erosion of consent within our civic architecture, the implicit agreement to coexist with dignity. When one community feels unsafe, the entire structure weakens. From threats to community, we pivot to threats against the land itself. France and Spain race to control wildfires as Bordeaux suburbs evacuated. Finally, we look at Europe, where France and Spain are in a desperate race against nature's fury. The tension, human vulnerability versus the raw power of a changing climate.
In the Gironde region near Bordeaux, France, over 30,000 hectares burned in 2022, displacing thousands of residents from communities like Landiras and La Teste de Bouche. Spain faced even greater devastation, with over 300,000 hectares consumed by wildfire that year. This exposes local populations to immediate danger and long-term economic hardship, with agricultural losses alone reaching billions of euros across both nations.
These blazes aren't just natural disasters, they are architectural signals of a disrupted ecological lineage. The ancestral knowledge of land management, often sidelined for industrial forestry, is now a ghost in the machine. Who carries the burden of rebuilding when the land itself feels like it's turning against us?
Lines open.
So, who pays for these wildfires? Is it just the local taxpayers, or is this a global climate bill coming due? Are we just throwing money at symptoms instead of fixing the core problem?
That's the sharp discernment we need, caller. The core problem demands integrating logic, scientific climate data, with the emotional resonance of losing homes and heritage. Building resilient architectures means understanding both the immediate crisis and the larger systemic forces at play.
For the Japanese women, an alternative path involves a career atlas digital platform, allowing women to map non-traditional career paths and find mentors outside rigid corporate structures. Our chosen next move is to partner with the Tokyo Flex Collective to launch a pilot program for 50 women, directly linking them to remote work opportunities in tech startups. For Julian Leeser's family, an alternative is direct interfaith community action, fostering shared youth programs between Jewish and other faith groups. Our chosen next move is to facilitate a Bridges of Belonging Youth Summit, creating a joint cultural event in Sydney where participants co-create art. And for the European wildfires, a viable alternative is advanced, AI-driven fire prediction models combined with rapid cross-border aerial response teams. Our chosen next move is to advocate for a European FireNet initiative, pooling resources and creating a unified drone surveillance and rapid deployment protocol for the Gironde region. These are all about bending the rules of expectation to reveal better systems.
Each of these situations highlights a breach in provenance, whether it's the origin story of a woman's life, the cultural inheritance of safety, or the natural order of the land. Our task is to reweave those connections, remembering who carries the cost and the solutions.
Exactly. The smallest testable move for Japan is funding microgrants for female-led co-ops. In Australia, it's public endorsements from interfaith leaders condemning hate. For Europe, it's investing 5 million euros in drone-based early detection for high-risk zones. These are concrete, actionable vectors.
We use myth, humor, and clear analysis to turn confusion into actionable vectors. This isn't just about protesting bad design. It's about imagining and building architectures of genuine consent, provenance, and dignity. That's the sound of our inner compass adjusting to true north. Tonight's frame is utility over spectacle, neon haze aside. Name the metric, make the move, keep it human. Callers on, go ahead.
Thanks for taking the call. Are we keeping people at the center of all this change?
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Continue the signal at TogeeVision.com. Tune in, Sparks and Stories, Gig Passport.